I've long been thinking about introducing photography to my channel, and I think it's about time I did, because it's a passion of mine and I'm not just an artist who paints. I do a lot of things. Photography is one of them. A little while ago I was out here in the garden and I was doing a photo shoot. It was early spring and now it's a bit later, a couple of weeks later. When you are to take your own photography with your own camera and you haven't got anyone to help you out, there are a couple of things you need to consider. And the first thing is, what kind of photograph is it that you are going to take? What are you going to use your photograph for? Is it going to be for business, or is it going to be a family photograph, or is it going to be, like I did, an artistic photo? Before you do anything else, you need to decide, what is this photograph going to be used for? So let's walk a bit. And now the second thing you need to consider before taking your photograph is the feeling. What feeling do you want this picture to portray? This is so important. You can take the most gorgeous photo, but the feeling is all wrong, so you can't use it for what you intended to, so it's wasted. That's why the feeling of the photo is so important. As you see, I have a very luscious garden with so many flowers, and it's a bit wild and crazy. It suits me. This inspired me, and especially this part here with this gorgeous plum tree. It just says fairies and magical beings and you know, all these ethereal beings that exist in those fairy tales. Those mythical, wicked beings is what inspired me, and I was trying to portray them in the picture. I was trying to get across that feeling. The third thing you need to consider is the composition of the photo. You need to get it to work, the whole picture, the background. It's not just the subject that is in focus, you also have the background. It speaks a story. You can put a model in front of a junkyard and you can get such a great effect. You can also put the same model in front of a white screen. You can get another effect. You can put her in a garden and get a third effect. It all depends on the feeling the model is portraying and the feeling of the background. What story does the background tell? Location, location, location. Another good thing with the composition is to actually scout the area before planning to take the photo. It might be a public area, and then you need to think of, okay, is this an area where people visit a lot? There are people running around in front of you all the time, so you can't take the picture. Or the lighting might be all wrong in a certain time of the day. The number 4 is posing. Here we go into the feeling again. When posing, also you need to think about, what is this picture going to be for? Is it a business photo? It's a good thing to get across that kind of feeling, more professional feeling. But if it's an artistic photo, then you can space it out a bit. You can go crazy and just... It's also here about finding your angles. You need to think about, is it a headshot? Is it a half body pose, or is it a full body pose? Look at your angles, what works best for you, because everyone is different. We all have best sides, so to speak, and we got to use what we got and make it work for us, because we can't do better than that. And did you know that everyone's face is, we're not that symmetrical. Very few of us are. If you divide the face into 2, this half is not going to be the same as this half. So that's why we have often one side that we prefer better in photographs than the other. Minus this and there. And you need to look and see what works for you and try it out in the mirror. There's nothing wrong with that. 5th thing to consider is to set aside time. Because that's that's one factor that I always mess up with. It's time. Things do take a lot longer than we are thinking that they will. So set aside time, because you need time to do the lighting. You need time to try out some poses. You need time to just figure everything out and see, does this work, or do I need to adjust something here? This photo shoot I did, I didn't have time at all. I had a maximum of 20 minutes, so I had to run back and forth all the time. Plus, the lighting was against me. It was going to be a lightning storm just seconds after I finished the photo shoot. That's my 5 tips on how to take a photograph of yourself with a bit of life twists. And yeah, I've got a bird here who doesn't like that I'm here. I better go. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Tess. Welcome to my world. If you liked it, do subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time. Ciao, bellas!